Guys, am I gonna...
I pull the what's the name?
I
What's the
pulled
name?
my attention and shit today card. Sorry.
Wow, everyone's having a bad time.
No, I'm gonna do the
Yeah,
what's
I mean,
the
as the
the
silence,
Princess Bride. I'll just say my name's like, oh, no one of importance.
How about you, Donut?
How about me? What? I went to go get food. Okay, I'm currently eating.
I was possibly doing the save.
Oh my lord. Is this just an eating stream? Turn on your cameras, everyone. Show the food.
Nom, 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 nom.
I
did
must
that
say
earlier.
this does wonders to my self-esteem.
Well,
It's nothing against you, Matt. Like, I've not been great today.
yeah,
It's been a
him with his
horrible
work
thing.
and everything else.
Yeah.
Okay, understood.
Okay, so we're introducing ourselves. Is that essentially it?
Yep.
Okay. Well, Corin will introduce himself. I'm Corin Ballum of the Eternal Wanderers.
Well met. And Sharuk, yeah,
I'm
I
his
don't-
brother, Azrak.
well met as well. And regarding your comment, actually, remind me because I'm still using the token of a pig, but as a human, when he's not transformed, he looks youngish.
Yeah, like pretty much like the character portrait. That's why I had the one is the token and one what
Okay.
he looks like when he's not.
As for your comment, young man, I would agree to disagree. Everyone in this world has a role to play, I believe. Some smaller, some larger, but we all exist on the grand tapestry of fate. But very well, I will not pry. The Guardian allowed you in. So, at the very least, that's a confirmation that you do not seek to bring harm to this place.
Indeed.
Not directly in any case.
We are
Oh,
explorers.
Well, there seem to be people that want us dead, but they seem intent on coming here anyways before we showed up, so nothing much changed.
the Elder ponders for a moment, wondering which topic he should tackle first. And he begins by saying, yes, it would be quite short-sighted to believe that this place would have been untouched by the madness that ravages around it. We have been blessed so far, and while our venerable guests, those that were also unfortunate enough to find themselves in the storm coming from faraway lands, they have been gracious enough to offer their skills of scouting. They have yet to report any danger approaching us. Yet, I am not a fool, and I do not believe that the state will persist all the time. What can you tell me? What more information can you bring? What information do you bring us regarding the identities of those who seek to bring us harm?
Well, success, how do I say, doing a lot of big motions to show how big the dragon was. Describes the encounter they had at the meeting with the giants and what little he could say about how it seemed they were interested in the temple. Or monastery.
Of course, coming from Zixus, the dragon's still not all that big.
He does his best, okay?
He's like, it was from here, like sprints to like the other side of the room to here.
Yeah, I can see that.
Yes, it was big.
As Rekka will continue on that point, talking about the summoning circles and how like the whole island chain is somehow related to the summoning process itself.
I see.
We're trying to whatever the hell this is.
And yes, you are learned and perceptive enough to notice that this land, I would say, in times like this, seems like that this is more is a blessing and a curse at the same time. While the power that the land provides us is the main reason why the Guardian is here, able to protect us. Its very nature perfectly suited for defending a place like this. As a yeah, he doesn't elaborate on that. And obviously I thank you for the information, but I'll have to ponder about that. Before that happens, something else brought my attention, honorable guests. You did mention that you are explorers, and it is not hard to see for someone like me to notice that you do not carry yourself like someone from around these parts, nor, I must admit in shame, the name of Eternal Wanderers does not is unknown to me, or rather I should say it is unknown in these parts of the world. From where do you hail, if you don't mind indulging my curiosity?
I suppose Corbin will start. I don't have a fucking set idea of where. but
I'll
he-
respond with the correct answer.
Yeah, that.
Dragonlands, Flying Lands. Yeah, I'll have to like figure out. I'm not good with names, but yeah, basically some portions of the world have like a very basic names, so maybe I'll sooner or
yes.
later make a handout or something. Ah, I see. Well, I theorize that the world that we know of, that we have information, is perhaps a percentage of what is truly known, and I am somewhat heartened to see that there are still more civilizations and more beings living out there in different portions of the world, that this place still has so many mysteries and wonders to offer us. But again, if you don't mind me asking, what brought you here? And I mean not this place, not my home, but were you perhaps seeking something specific in these lands?
Expanding, finding new places to go, seeing the world.
As I said, we are explorers.
Personally, I've come to improve my fighting techniques.
Yeah, same. Yes, brother in arm, success cause.
Same here, but that is more of a personal motive than what our organization stands for.
Well, my compatriots are more of the brawn. I am more of the mental indulgence.
Success raises an eyebrow.
I see. Striving for personal excellence is a noble goal. And while he probably will look at Koran and Azrak, while we do not, the members of my monastery do not seek fighting, they do still train. After all, a healthy body, healthy mind requires a healthy body, and especially in times like this, being prepared and owning your martial prowess is a prudent thing to do.
Agreed.
Should you wish to observe the training procedures or perhaps participate, and then he pauses for a moment, and although I should mention that we do hold the trainees and apprentices and adepts, they do hold themselves, they do limit themselves to their fists, their bodies, and essentially he, in a very proper way, he describes that they are not using regular bladed weaponry, but they are unarmed attacks and non-lethal strikes, perhaps using bow stuff and whatnot. Sorry, not bow stuff, but quarter stuff.
Yeah.
And then he would look. And actually, I probably, when he was saying about martial prowess, then probably he would also look at Zixos at the last, and then probably look at Zilo and Sharuk, probably. On the other hand, should you wish, our libraries are not. I do not have many. I didn't visit many places that I can compare. However, perhaps you'll be lucky enough to find something that will strike your fancy. The rooms of this place will not be barred from you. There are some exceptions, however, they exist for security and safety reasons.
Understood. We're not here to breach the privacy of this place.
Not only here to steal all this knowledge.
I am interested in watching and participating in the training myself.
Mm-hmm.
Indeed, I will agreed. I would also like to watch and participate in this training if possible.
That will be possible in time. I do admit I do have more questions regarding what I heard at the start. However, it is in bad faith that the guests are the only ones that are barraged by the questions. Please, by all means, if you have anything that you wish to ask of me, I will try to answer to the best of my ability and knowledge.
What purpose did you make this place, this big monastery?
Oh, you flatter me, Miss Zixos. However, I am not the one that made this place. I am merely another one in line of those that are the shepherds of the flock that uses this place. These walls are old. They are much older than me, much older than all of you combined, I imagine. They have witnessed quite a lot. I am just another elder in the line. Serving here for that would be 50 years.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, now that it's headed and you like recall what you have seen, the place itself is like well kept and sturdy. However, it also gives you this vibe of like also being ancient, similar to the tomb that you have found.
I wonder if this place has any good loot.
Oh god. Why do I get the fear we're gonna be fighting the Guardian?
Hey, that's the reward at the end. I'm just kidding.
I mean, to be fair, I won't say this because it would be like I'm not tempting, but goading a player character into like challenging the Guardian.
But
No, I won't be rolling with what he rolls to hit and what damage he rolls. I won't be showing that unless you decide to.
all right.
You come a fine red mist.
In the circumstances, I would say that he would even decide to bite that -4 penalty to make a non-lethal attack. But otherwise, the red mist comment would have been not out of place. Anyways, any other questions besides the what Zixos asked?
Can't think of anything. No.
The only thing I can think my character would ask is what he knows about, well, these lands that we don't know already.
Okay, so obviously he doesn't know what you know, so he would be like giving general information. So to filter that to you, essentially he confirms that while there were other tribes and clans of beings, monsters, creatures that usually are not like the most peaceful or cooperative, for a most part, some measure of, living was possible. Like they were not constantly raiding. It was like mostly live and let live. Like they had their own portion of the land, others have them. Sure, there were some border skirmishes, clashes of the typical beast, but nothing of the sheer carnage and madness that is happening here. And he will essentially collaborate the information that you have gotten from the dwarves, from the deep delvers that you have found before. That, yeah, something wrong was happening, that began to happen. And now, fuck, because I forgot what timeline the dwarves gave you. But essentially,
Anyway.
they would have given he would have like essentially give information that collaborates their story and paints the similar picture. That the first worrying signs started happening a few years before the expedition, before you guys appeared here. And now that you hear about it, you know what? You can give me a flat intelligence check.
Alright.
Oh no. One of the things I don't have a macro for.
DC will not be
Right.
high.
Well, that's just a flat intelligence check.
Yeah.
You
Actually, I have a pretty good chance. This is a fucking ability check.
yes, flat
Hey.
intelligence plus 0.
Yeah, it shows.
Hey.
Ooh.
Sorry. Decided to throw that dart. Okay, Coron. With 19 intelligence, as you are hearing about this story, do you like start thinking about it and something comes to your mind? That it's less about that the thing started happening a few years before you appeared here. As you like recall when the expedition began their planning, because obviously such an endeavor also wasn't done from, in a single day. They also took many months and years to plan ahead, to gather resources, to build ships, to gather volunteers, to basically conduct general preparations, and you do not have 100% confirmation, but from what you are hearing, it more and more sounds to you like bad stuff started happening here around the same time the Wanderers started planning the expedition. You see
That's
a
not
correlation
suspicious.
here.
Um, I'm not gonna have Corin raise it for now. He's gonna ponder on it further before bringing it up.
Okay, and the other thing that he will say regarding these lands. All right, regarding these lands, and also touching upon the question that you have asked, Xixos, regarding these lands and this place specifically, we believe our earliest legends and myths indicate that our first ancestors arrived here thousands of years ago. Which now that and then he there's like a ghost of a smile on his elderly face, and now that I think about it, seems like the history finally decided to repeat itself. But yes, returning to the legend itself, that we believe here, those that share my culture, that are natives to this particular land, that we are the not ancestors but offspring, the science of those that also came from a different portion of the world thousands of years ago. They civilized this land, they built this place, they created cities and villages, but as with everything, time and disaster takes its toll, and the civilization of our ancestors fell upon hard times, and after many decades, centuries, this monastery is the only thing that's left. At least that is what we believe. If you want, is there a knowledge culture check, or would this fall under knowledge local?
That'd be knowledge local, I think, for cultures.
Yeah, so you can do knowledge local and knowledge history if you want.
What was higher for me is knowledge local.
Was it either or both?
Both. You can roll both if you want.
That's what I did.
I will roll both then, because I've got them both pretty high, actually, all things considered.
I haven't rolled above a 5.
Fucking that one. Lovely.
Well, welcome to the group. That was me last time.
Okay. So, Zixos and Azrak and Koron. With knowledge local, you do notice that basically the aesthetics, the robes, the clothes that the monks have around this place, and basically the entire interior design, how this place looks, reminds you of the Azure Empire. One of the places of the world that, basically is like a Chinese XP of this world. Xiangxia Wuxia, basically Oriental Far East style, where the this world's version of Tian people live. So you do spot similarities in that aspect, and with the history, but for history only Zixus would make the connection, surprisingly enough. That because one idea comes to your mind that if their legend is true, then one idea comes to your mind that the Azure Empire essentially did the colonization effort many years before anyone else. But then it doesn't exactly make sense because there are no like history records of them doing anything like that. So the idea that you get is that it was either a portion of the people that lived in the area that later became Azure Empire. They basically tried to search for a different place to live. So basically, like the ancestors of these guys came here before Azure Empire was even a thing, which would point it like that perhaps this happened around 2500 to 3000 years ago, or perhaps even earlier than that. But yeah, there's a possibility that the people here came from your lands, but it was thousands of years ago, which means the record of that event was forgotten. And basically do not give like a full lore dump. If it becomes relevant in your further explorations, he would probably like give you some basic information about some landmarks, vistas and whatnot. If it will becomes relevant, I'll be just like calling back to this meeting and say, okay, so you know that because that's when the Hie Shunglao told you. And that is the general answer to the question regarding the like what can he tell you about the land.
All right.
You go grab a drink, be right back.
And just to basically confirm, he does confirm collaborate the locations of the tribes that you know of, with the exception of the Black Hand, because this is a new addition, so he was not aware that the Black Hand tribe arrived.
Dun, dun, dun.
Okay.
Well, we're still good. The Foot Clan has not entered the fray yet.
God damn it. Anything else? Because then the elder will also have like a question touching at the matter at hand.
Fire away.
Yeah, I got nothing else in my head.
Touching upon what you have talked about at the start, looking for allies, being explorers. Tell me, are you the only ones that have reached the shores of these lands, or are there more of you?
Before anyone says it, I'd lean into Zixus like to tell him to keep quiet.
What?
I come back.
Quite rude.
Pretty much what you missed for being asked if there's any more of us, and I've told Zixus to keep quiet because he doesn't to not let people know everything.
I would have just said something along the lines of our supervisors.
Mm-hmm.
We don't have to tell them who and how many, just that there are.
The dudes.
Yeah. Yeah, I suppose, yeah. Corin will say that we, there are others of us, but not really go into any more specific detail than that.
Mm.
Yeah, this is a monastery. There, he obviously. He doesn't have character sheet because he's like not exactly combatant, but I would imagine that at the very minimum he would have like plus 15 to his sense motive.
Mm-hmm.
He reads between the lines. He slowly gives a nod, probably understanding why, even though again, if you're supposed to, never mind. We'll get to that. I see. Then are you raising new cities, no outposts? Are you reclaiming the land for your own?
It is the goal.
Mm-hmm.
It is the way.
This is the way.
I'll show you the way. In before Wild Knuckles appears and beats the shit out of you.
Do you know the way?
And just a bunch of them storm the gate, having defeated the Guardian, and that's the end of the campaign.
We're now playing as one of many Ugandan Knuckles.
One of many.
We will have one voice line.
Don't worry, we can do a lot with one voice line, trust me.
I'll show you the way.
Oh no, he's already fallen.
I will show you the way.
Exactly, see? He knows.
And then he says, very well then, I understand the means of allies and cooperation, but I would need an elaboration. What do you seek exactly? What do you mean by these particular words? As you see, we do have quite a few talented and skilled individuals, some of them being here not by choice, but by circumstance. But we are also not an army.
Of course, any martial aid would be appreciated, but resources and knowledge you and yours have been here for some time. Knowledge of the lay of the land would be useful.
That is fair. I will see no issue in agreeing with that. However, then he like pauses for a moment, deep in thought, thinking about what he wants to say and how he wants to tackle the issue. While I will understand if anyone else will want to go with you, I assume you also have like a different secured place that they will be able to defend. Sadly, before you ask, I will have to decline any offers of abandoning this place. We have me and those before me, and even others before them. They have kept watch over this place, and no matter what storm may bear onto us, it will be another not shame. It would be unthinkable for us to abandon the place of our ancestors.
Looks a bit worried, but for a moment. But Your ancestor lives through you, not through places, right? Mm-hmm.
Not only people, but places also have value. Especially as old and venerable as these ones.
It just looks like you want to say a bit more and then just looks away.
Good.
They are a symbol of peace, sanity, and stability, especially in times like these. As long as this monastery stands, then still a small, no matter how small, but a candle of light is still shining through the dark nights. Very well, I will... The other refugees and those who take... Basically, those who take refuge in our monastery, they will be informed beforehand that our newest guests might be willing to talk with them. And someone dropped.
We lost Donut.
I mean, I saw him disappearing on Roll20, but I was like, okay, he's still on Discord, right? So...
I blame his British internet.
Yeah, because he's on his cell phone right now from looks of it.
Oh yeah. Probably that happened. Nevertheless, I will just perhaps repeat in short what was said. Yes, they'll be informed. Oh, he's back.
Sorry, my PC decided to do an update.
Okay. Yeah. I did notice on Roll20 that you disappeared, but then you were still on Discord. So I was like, okay, I continue talking. At which point you were cut off? What was the last thing you heard? Do you recall?
I think Azrak or Zaka just said about military aid, any martial aid, but resources, knowledge, etc. would also be useful.
Okay, so in short, Elder replied that in resources and knowledge, as he mentioned, like library is open to you. You'll be able to check for information. He doesn't say that, but for you it's even clear that as long as this is like this knowledge is not destroyed or taken away. In terms of like martial prowess, he essentially said something along the lines of those who took refuge in this place, they will be like briefly informed that perhaps new guests will want to talk with them. He will, as the elder and monks, will not like order others if they want to go with you or not. It will be like up to you to like, talk with them and convince them to like abandon this place and actually go with you in terms of help. And there was also like this talk, perhaps I don't know if you like heard it, that basically the elder said that he and his monks, they will not abandon this place, even if they said like convince every other like present person, like all the Asimars, Wild Hunt Face, and other beings present, that there are also like other different races that I'm still thinking about, but maybe some sane goblins are also like here, because they will like not abandoning this place because of long tradition and sentimental value, essentially, in short. And I think that's the roughly what you have missed. Okay. And again, as I mentioned, the walls of this place are open to you, so you'll be able to like visit monastery, library, and also talk with the others who are present here. Just also please respect their boundaries and their decisions. Anything else?
Corin just simply sort of nods his head in acknowledgement.
Yeah. Should I just say understood?
I merely nod.
That is your prerogative. We will respect that.
Very well.
Do we have anything else we want to do here then?
I'm still trying to think how to put it, how we can learn it in character, but like out of character above the board, there's definitely an option of doing essentially like a quick travel point. But I'm trying to figure out how to introduce that like in character in game.
I mean,
Worst case scenario.
circles are a thing.
Yeah, that's what
Yeah.
I'm thinking about. But like they are not. They might have some like spellcasters among in their ranks, but it's not like some of them are like, oh hey, I can do teleportation circle. This will like.
I mean,
Like a
worst
conveniently-
case, we travel back. They tell us we can do a teleportation, so if we go fuck and travel back with the teleporter.
Yeah, we'd have to go get the guy from the Wanderers probably to come over here.
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
Like we have the banner, so it doesn't take that long, but it kind of makes sense.
That's a great banner. I forgot about it.
Yep. It's like, please let me rest. March, you fool, march!
Well then, additionally, if you wish to,
Still remember that. The scene of us just walking underwater, waving the banner.
How to be immortal? March underwater.
however, if you wish to explore this place a little bit more, I will assign a guide. If you wish to spend the night here, I am sure we can spare a room. The other facilities will be to your disposal, assuming they will not be occupied at the time by the monks.
Mhm.
So do you take a short trip throughout the monastery?
Yes, I want to see if there's anything interesting happening.
Maybe find anything of information about the area.
Especially like hint at that for Zillow especially. But yes, as we're walking around, it's around evening, so there are not that many people training, but there are still some martial adepts that are doing some of the last katas on the not against one another, but against the what's the word?
Training dummies.
Training dummy. That's the fucking what I was looking for. Yeah, against the training dummies, and yeah, there are some other members who are cultivating food, like greenery, greenhouse. There are also plenty of living space, and also regarding that one of the few exceptions that the area is restricted due to safety security reasons, you are it is shown to you that one of the corridors that it is like a deeper into the monastery, that it is a staircase leading further downwards. Yeah, that this place is currently locked due to for safety reasons. The guide
I
sits.
must know what is in the locked room.
If you, it's not like a room, but if you like, if you would have opened it, there's like a staircase leading downwards towards like more abundant areas. And Zilol, the gut feeling that you would have, yes, it is there.
What's Scylla looking for? Oh, right, the one room. So we need to go through this door.
Mm-hmm.
All right, let's go.
So you said the door is locked?
Yeah.
May I ask how it is locked?
It's like not embedded, but there's this like a visible like padlock. And there
And
is.
it's like a padlock not attached to the door?
I mean, it's on the door. I'm lacking the good words to describe it, but I mean, the guide is with you as he shows to you. But like, when do you
Okay.
when do you like try to do this?
I mean, we could finish the tour and then come back.
Mm-hmm.
Sure. We finish the door and head back. Currently, our thoughts are too occupied by this locked door to pay much attention to the rest of it.
That's what I imagine the lock looks like.
However, I would also imagine because they are trying to keep things away, there would have been some faint glowy aura. I would have to think like how this is closed. Rather, I don't know specific method. I would only know that if you like force your way through, you would have methods of like forcing your way through. On the other hand, question is, do you want to like force the way through, or maybe just politely ask for an option to go down?
We could politely ask. I just thought of a stupid way to get through.
AKA adamantine dagger.
No, even better. We have Zillow blender one of us, and then we just shove ourselves under the door and then come back to life.
I am not opposed to this idea.
Jesus.
Asking for a mop.
We shall do some aesthetic cleaning to cleanse our souls. All right, it'll kill me really, really badly.
I feel like Matt is face palming right now.
Yeah, a little
Turn
bit.
Turn on your camera, Matt. We want to see.
I don't have it connected even. I have it like somewhere.
Yes.
I usually don't like to play with cameras. I
Aw.
might try next time, maybe.
Hell
Maybe.
yeah, that'd be fun. It's
I
always
usually,
much more fun when you can see people.
it's Sunday. I usually look like a hobo because I'm only like shaving myself for Monday, but
It's okay. I got dressed halfway through the session.
success. Information to the players that your characters might realize, they might ignore that, but information to the players, you would imagine that if something is locked, the owners have a good reason for it, and forcing your way through probably will put a wrench in like any deeper cooperation. This will be like slightly like a faux pas. Again, your characters might not give a fuck, but the NPCs
Are you saying
will.
we're not diplomatic?
But the NPCs will be like, Elder, yo, what the fuck? I told you there are some restricted places.
I mean, I could just like slightly cut away the lock and no one will notice. No, I'm kidding. We'll just go ask.
Sadly, let's go ask.
I'll be something along the lines of my companion Zilla here had a vision, and it seems to be leading him to a room that you have downstairs. We wish to request access to such a room.
He breathes heavily.
We would
There's
not
a-
want to be one to deny visions, would we?
Visions are... We are not that type of monks. While divination is an art that we do not deny, and also we believe that everyone is in the tapestry of fate. It is more beneficial to think that each one holds its own fate in their hands. However, I must admit, the place below has been closed off even before my time. What I was informed of it is that some sort of accident or disaster happened there. Apparently there was like a deeper portion of our monastery, and I've decided to not risk it. Nothing else tried to force its way from down there, and so many years have passed that we believe that nothing living exists still down there.
Well, then we can do you a favor and clear it out. Yes. Mm-hmm.
But I would exercise caution. I do not
What's that?
I do not believe that my ancestors and those before me were, how would you say this, were particularly craven. So if the place was was sealed off, then I would imagine they had a good reason to do it.
Mm-hmm. And we're a good reason to open it, because we can help.
Well, we are explorers, and we found some ways we must explore.
Justice, we routinely pull off the impossible.
Or we are the A team.
The A team. Yeah, the green team. You get us, man.
Elder looks around. What the fuck was that? No, not canon. Not canon. Didn't say that.
That happens sometimes when we introduce ourselves.
Success is like my master hired a bard, but he's dead a long time. Where does this music keep coming from? Mm-hmm.
And when would you wish to go down below?
I think we all just look at each other now.
That would be good.
No time like the present. That's what my master said. Mm-hmm.
I see. I would have assumed that you would be tired after a long journey to get here.
That doesn't happen to us.
As they
We
say,
are unique.
as they say, there's always room in the stomach for more adventure, right?
I see. He's silent for a moment. He seems to consider his options, and then he will slowly stand up on his using his wooden walking staff. Very well. If you are confident in your abilities and your martial powers and you are certain about that, I am glad that you have decided to ask for permission. I see that you certainly know to behave as guests. Very well. If you wish to go downwards, then you shall.
Feel free to lock it behind us too, if it's that important.
We will make. I will inform there will be sentries posted on the outside in case anything happens.
We just go down there and turn into fucking paint on the walls. It's like, yeah, that didn't go well.
Could you let us out, please? All right.
Find
That-
the mop and start mopping ourselves back in.
There will be a boss down there, and I even have like a fun fucking aberrant token for him.
Uh-oh. Let's go.
That also works as a theme. Obviously, he's not prepared for today, and besides, we are still like approaching time, so.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, let's move our tokens to the door and
Actually,
next
do I
session we
even-
head in.
Actually, I mean, this is like the monster is slightly larger, so perhaps there's like a on the map. This map, there's no like particular door, but
Let's just call it the
fuck
staircase
it.
where Ashrak is. Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, sure.
All right.
And
So
I'm
is that it for today?
not gonna put you on another map because I don't think I made the night dynamic light. Yeah, I didn't.
Mm-hmm. All right.
Yeah, that will be it for today. I'm pretty sure.
All right. Thank you for the session.
Definitely too many quick scene transitions. I was struggling with that. Fuck. Also was slightly tired. But yeah, hopefully we'll have Simon next week. So yeah, also thanks for the session.